everyone, Matt here, Home Farm Ideas, and today I wanted to address a couple issues that I'm having with my bell pepper plants that I planted out in these root pouches. Now, obviously, the root pouches are not having anything to do with the issues that I'm having, but I wanted to talk about basically addressing or identifying issues in your pepper plants and then addressing them. So what are we going to do to actually fix the issue? Okay, and so I'm going to take you in a little bit closer to these two pepper plants here, mainly this one, and then kind of show you the issues that I'm having, and then show you each plant as well, just to kind of get a before and after. So if you check this box up here, the card, you'll see the last video of when I actually planted these out. They were already having a little bit of an issue due to the fact that they weren't in soil. They were starting to get root bound, I think, and stuff. So now that they're in the soil, they actually took off a long ways now, and they're growing really good, but there's some issues coming. And now it's not having any flowering issues, so the flowers are coming in, but the issue that I think we're having is going to cause a problem with fruiting if I don't address it now. So let's go ahead and have a look at that. Okay, so the issue that I think I'm having here, if you look at this leaf, okay, and not a big deal. I mean, the plant looks decent, right? I mean, it looks okay, but these are early signs of issues later. So the issue that I think we're having here is, I think, two issues. One is more dominant than the other. I think we're having a calcium issue here. Okay, and the reason why we want to address the calcium issue now is because when these fruits start to come in, you're going to have blossom end rot. Okay, blossom end rot just happens when you don't have enough calcium in your soil. So when it started out, the leaves down here, the earlier leaves, let's move this one out of the earlier leaves, they were fine, okay? We weren't having too much of an issue down here with the earlier leaves, okay? They looked good. And then as the plant progressed and got bigger, I started noticing at the tops. So the new growth, this is one way you can identify calcium issue, is the newer growth starts to have issues, okay? Because the older growth is already established. So so the calcium did its job there, and then as it grew, it got depleted, okay? And so we're having, one of the ways you identify calcium issues is the newer growth starts having an issue like this. And then I think that's pretty much it, obviously, and then the leaves getting all misshaped and stuff like this. So I'm pretty sure we're having a calcium issue. And then also we might be having a little bit of a magnesium issue as well, which I can show you how I'm going to fix that, and also how you're going to get calcium in your plants. A lot of people use eggshells, and hey, eggshells are great. You can powder them up and all that stuff. The only thing is that they don't get released very fast. The calcium doesn't get released as quick as you'd want it to. So you'd have to start off your plant basically with the crushed eggshell. So I could have spooned some in there, you know, and probably not have had an issue, but there's a faster way to do it, and I'll show you how right now, and I'll show you how to fix the magnesium issue as well. But here is all the plants. This one is actually a sweet banana pepper, and as you can see, this one's having a lot of issue. See that? Okay, so that is my sweet banana pepper in the root pouch. That is a pepper plant outside of a root pouch. It's just an extra one, so I threw it down there. This is the one we just looked at, along with its neighbor in the soil. Okay, these are all bigger bell peppers, so these are the sweet reds. Okay, this one, if you notice, look at how bushy it is at the bottom. Check this plant out. Okay, see how bushy it is at the bottom? There's still some issues with the younger leaves like that one there, but all around the bottom it really got established. Okay, see that? Okay, and it obviously has a bell pepper on it. But then as the newer growth came in, it started to have an issue, okay? So that's a pretty good indication right there that you have some calcium issues. All these plants, I added different stuff to the soil, so, and then I added some fish poop emulsion from my aquaponics system. So again, we have a couple bell peppers coming in, a flower. Not too much of an issue on this one, although, see the leaves? See that? Okay, so we're having an issue. Now, I could skip it and not address it at all. Catnip's going crazy. I could skip it and not address it at all, and have an issue with my fruit. So these are relatively new, but look, they're turning purple. I don't know why that is. But anyways, so you got the leaves that are, you know, starting to have an issue here, up here at the top. Another thing, I forgot to tell you guys, another thing is that flowers will start to just drop off. Okay? Calcium issue. And probably magnesium a little bit. Could be phosphate as well, I think. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and let's see how we're going to address this. All right, so you don't have to use this, but I'm going to use this sprayer basically, that sprayer bottle right there, and I'm going to spray this stuff that I'm going to do foliarly, which means I'm just going to spray it on the leaves, and then I'm also going to put a lot of it down on the base of the plant. So, with that said, two things I'm going to add to this bottle. I'm going to add Epsom salt, and make sure you get Epsom salt. See it right here on the front. It says you need, or it says right here, magnesium sulfate. That's what you need for your garden. Okay, and then on the back, it says here magnesium sulfate. That's the active ingredient. So that's basically what's in it. Just magnesium sulfate. Don't get the perfume kind or any of that stuff. Okay, get the magnesium sulfate, and so the plain old Epsom salt. Okay, and then the other thing is, and a lot of people don't know this, Tums, or any antacids really, but this one, if you look at the active ingredient, it says calcium carbonate, and that this one is 1,000 milligrams. And then if we look down here just a little further, inactive ingredients. Let's see, dextrose, magnesium sulfate again. So I'm getting a little bit of magnesium with this as well as calcium. Now this is actually, if you crush this up, it's already super, it'll dissolve basically into your solutions, and it can be taken up by plants a lot easier than the eggshells. So that's all you need. I popped in, I think, 4 tablets into this, and this is a 2-gallon sprayer. I popped in 4 tablets, and I left them over to soak overnight. So now I'm going to put the bottle thing in, and I'm going to shake the heck out of it. And I'm also going to add some Epsom salt. So as you can see down in there, 2 of the Tums at least. So anyways, you want to add your Epsom salt. And, you know, if you wanted to do like a foliar spray of Epsom salt like once a month, you could do that as well. Epsom salt it's just good for your plants altogether. The normal mix would be 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt per gallon. So 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt per gallon, and you can replace it with one of the waterings once a month. So, but since we're not having a huge issue with magnesium, I'm only going to do this watered down basically at a 2-gallon. And this stuff dissolves really quickly, so it's going to be ready for the plants, or available to the plants super quick. And the pH of the water that I'm putting in here, not that it's super important or anything, but the pH of the water is right about 6.7. So that makes nutrients usually available pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and put the seal on this, shake it up, and then I'm going to do a foliar spray. And then I'm going to do one more thing with the Tums that I wanted to show you guys as well. Okay, and that other thing that I wanted to show you was, well, let's pull this little weed down here. Okay. All right. So you want to figure out where exactly the water is going. Not that it's a huge deal, but basically you want to dig down about an inch, inch and a half. Making sure not to disturb the roots too much, but you want to get really close to the base of the actual pepper plant, or tomato plant in this regards as well. Then you want to take 1 Tums, 1, Okay, and go ahead and put it right down there, and then bury it. Okay, and then as you water it, it'll slowly get broken down, and this will be more for the root system, which will be delivered slower than foliar. Foliar, usually that introduces nutrients that can be taken up quickly. The foliar spray gets into the plant real fast. All right, so let's get this thing pumped up. All right, and then let's start spraying. Basically, everything, all the leaves, lower, underneath if you can. And really give them a good soaking. All right. So I'm adding magnesium and calcium, and it's readily available to the plant right away, the way that I'm doing it. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, adding that, adding everything. Give you guys the tips for the Epsom salt and the Tums. I think that's just about right. Oh yeah, and I told you about the tablet, right? So make sure you put a Tums tablet at the base of your plants. So anyways, you guys, hopefully this is a helpful tip for you. Please share it around, you know, if it helped you. And then also hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you get all my video updates for the future. So anyways, you guys, oh, and give a thumbs up to the video if you liked it. So comments, questions, suggestions, obviously post them below. You guys, learning, always constantly learning. Never having a full cup. That way you can always be filled. So anyway, God bless you guys. Like always, peace.